analog, etc. And then I have to put a cover together and fade some of the tracks, copy, and then we're ready to go. So this album is different for me in that there is no band, there's no rhythm section, apart from me and Lance clicking our fingers in time on some tracks. But I had the idea for this album a while. There is no band, there's no rhythm section, apart from me and Lance clicking our fingers in time on some tracks. But I had the idea for this album a while back, and I thought it may be or might be my last album. I'm not sure of that, but it may be. But I wanted to approach this new album in a very simple way, and allow the songs to breathe. And I felt the songs were good songs melodically and structurally, and I thought they would stack up under that kind of um, environment or structure, just jazz guitar and vocal or piano and vocal. And so I went off to the Gold Coast a while back, sitting on the porch one early morning, and felt like a rightness about launching into this album. The reason I say that is because there were some obstacles along the way that took my attention and pieces of my soul, and I had to work through some things and find or position myself, I suppose, in a good place or in a better place to approach this album. So I felt like that happened when I was away, and on returning I started the process to record the album and also to complete the book that I had started, titled Under the Afro. So the first thing I did was looked at some assistance financially, and so I sold my vintage Tokai Telecaster guitar, which was my baby. It's a beautiful guitar, and I sold that off to get some cash flow happening to commence the album. I had the songs. I had a number of songs, some which I'd written on my piano, which you can see just over there in the background, which I received for nothing about 5-6 years ago, and just had paid some guys to shift it up into this office upstairs in our house as I watched. And some of the songs on this album, there's a song on the album called You and I, it's the first song I wrote on piano, so that's on here. Anyway, I put my guitar up and for sale, and also received a donation from somewhere to kick things off, and so I launched in. I selected the songs, one or two new, others probably that I had written over the last 4 or 5 years, and I felt were good songs, thought they were good songs. And so I selected the songs, and then I gave thought to some kind of structure with those songs, and whether they should be guitar songs or piano songs. And then I started the process. I went to thought of a couple of studios, and I made approaches, but the doors never opened, and so I waited and approached a studio up in Albany, a small studio, and that worked for me. And so then I went and spoke to Stephen Small, just about the album, really, about the idea, and Stephen got excited. We were in at York Street having a coffee. He got excited and said he'd love to be involved, so I ticked Stephen's name and fired him a couple of songs. And then I was already doing some gigs with Lance Sewer, and we seemed to be working very, very well together, just acoustic guitar and vocal, and we had a heck of a lot of fun, hell of a lot of fun actually, doing those gigs, and they're very spontaneous and very, I don't know, there's just a lot of vibe around it. And so I approached Lance, and he too got very, very excited. And then I found others that just wanted to help me and be on the album with me, so I was honored, really. Murray Grinney playing harmonica on one track. My old friend Gus Fenwick, bass player, nice bass player, living in Peregian Beach in Sunshine Coast. He plays bass on 3 tracks. All tracks down pretty much live in the studio. We captured those, which is great. And then I approached Gus and sent tracks to Gus over in the Gold Coast, and he was just so excited about playing on them. And so we got that nailed down, and then I contacted Murray, who I sang jingles for years and years and years. It's the first time Murray and I have done anything together since about, whoa, mid-80s maybe. And for old time's sake, we got together and he played harmonica on that song playing in the background called Matter of Time. Um, so, yeah, so the album is finished now and sitting at Cog Studios with Chris Chetland being mastered. It'll trip back to analog to gather some warmth and compression, etc., and then bounce back, I guess, to digital, and then it'll bounce back into my hands, and we will fade the tracks that are going to be faded, and then we will I've got to come up with a cover for the album and a bit of detail, and then we'll get it copied off, and it will be, the master will be in my hand, or the copies will be in my hand, and then we will organize a launch for the album Chance and Time, and also it will connect with my book Under the Afro, which is hilarious, informative. It's my childhood in Iraqi. It's the 50s and 60s suburbia, some hilarious stories. Catholic schools, altar boy, music, my first band, the Mockers, my violence on the streets and troubled teenage years, of periodic detention, etc. Joining the action, TV, Australia, joining compulsion, Harmel, a whole lot of hilarity and stories, some dark, some very dark, some a little scary, and right up to my jingle days through the studio with Murray and others, all the session guys and stuff. Um, yeah, um, all in the book, and these 2 things that's completed now, and that's waiting to be signed off, and so we will have a fantastic launch in Auckland City. I'm hoping in about a month or a little longer, and I'm going to invite you all to come, and I hope you can be there, because I'll probably do a couple of tracks off the album and sign the book, etc. So I thought I should do this, and it just happens to be I'm looking like a bum because I'm relaxing. I couldn't be bothered shaving, haven't even done the hair. See my curls and my wildness, and so I thought I'd put this together like a little movie myself, and put it up on YouTube for anybody that wishes to view it. And so if you view it, this is me, Evan Silva, spilling some beans, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Okay.